So one of the things we really wanted to focus on today is that, what do our customers expect? What are they getting elsewhere? And then how can we use that to gain market share and make sure our business takes off? You guys ready? Okay.
All right, we're going to found a small video from our friend Katie Ayers. Get this girl here this time. We'll be good. She'll be kicking us out. Good morning, stress.
Let's be honest, renting an RV should feel like freedom. The kind of freedom that makes people fall in love with the open road all over again. But too often, it feels like frustration. A family shows up ready for an adventure and hits a wall of confusion. They have clunky systems, unclear fees, or worse, something breaks down, and so does their trust. And that is the moment of truth. Because when the experience falls short, they don't come back. They don't refer their friends. And dealers, even the good dealers, miss out on one of the most profitable opportunities sitting right in front of them. But here's the truth. Profit always follows experience. Every time, in every industry. Hospitality proves it, automotive proves it, and RV? Well, will you prove it? When you elevate the experience, make it seamless, thoughtful, and human, you don't just earn business, you earn belief. You don't just make a sale, you build a story people want to tell. The right photos, simple booking, real protection, worry-free support. That's what turns a first-time renter into a lifetime customer. And that's what EO is here to help you do. He has spent years dissecting what works and what fails and how to turn your rental program into a revenue engine that runs on trust, not on tension. So lean in, because this what you're about to learn and hear isn't just about renting RVs, it's about redefining what freedom feels like for your customers and what profit looks like for your business.
Okay, so thank you to Katie for that profit follows experience, and I'm glad you guys are here joining us today. This is EO Sparks and EO Free RV Worry Free. How many of you are currently running rentals at all? Just raise your hand. Okay. Good job, Art. Is that fun? Is it a good experience for you guys right now? Okay. Good job. Keep your hands up if you feel like you're leaving money on the table somewhere in the process. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, so that's exactly what we found. The crazy part is it's not your fault. The industry just hasn't caught up to the customer's expectations in 2025. You tell them about what you've been seeing out there.
Yeah, thanks, Rowan. So really over the last couple of years, one of the things that we really try to focus on is what's working out there in the market. Why are some RV dealerships exploding with rentals and why are some struggling? And so what we've seen out there is that, there's some things with customers that make it a seamless experience, and there's things when you get out there and you're like, wow, they're really still using this type of communication. And so over the past couple of years, we really wanted to figure out what makes that customer enjoy the experience and come back.
All right. So, tell us about this project to tell them that you rental. I know you love this story a lot.
Yeah. So this is a kind of a heartfelt story because one of our clients that we had been working with for the past 3 or 4 years, this past year, they told us that they were actually slowing down and they were going to shut down their rentals. What's interesting about that is I have another client who's only about 20 miles away, same zip code, same climate, same everything, and yet they're exploding. They have 200% increase. And in fact, they're even turning away customers. So what's the difference?
The difference is, more importantly, which side of that equation are you on right now, or all of you guys on, as far as are you sticking with the same thing, or are you deciding to make some adaptations and move forward? EO and I are going to show you today is in theory, is what actually is working out there in the industry. You'll go to that next slide because this booker's not important for me. Let's start with where most of you are losing money, and then just try to work through that. Here's a question for you. What do most people, what time do most people book vacations? I know you're in, are you in New York?
Yep.
Yeah, you're in New York. So what time do most people book vacations with you?
That's hard when you got to answer, but desires that first full season.
So let's just talk seasons. Let's talk like at time. What time of the day you see those renters coming through, those requests coming through?
Most in the afternoons.
Okay. Anybody else have a time frame that they see those rental requests come through? Like, is there a specific time? Nighttime?
Afternoons, you need to.
Okay. Sounds about right. So my question is, if someone wanted to fully book your RV at 10 p.m. on a Tuesday, could they? Like, could they complete the entire transaction? That was the answer? Okay.
Yeah, so we did a study, and what's interesting is it's over 62% of customers, when they're booking an RV, they're doing it after hours, after you're closed. And we can take a seat back and all look in the mirror and say, when we plan our vacations, we're not doing it at work. We're doing it at home. Usually after dinner, we're sitting on the couch. We got our kids there, our family members there. We're like, okay, we're excited about this. Let's go look. So we go look for an RV, and we either have the option to actually complete that booking when I'm energized, but I want to do it, or I close that browser and you lose the business. So this is a reality. And one of the things that's super dominant about the companies that are winning is that if I can't give you what you want when you want it, you lose that energy. If we lose the energy of the renter, they're just going to go somewhere else. Now, unfortunately, there are some, well, fortunately for them, but there's some companies that are doing this. You are able to book that instantly. You are able to get better UX, UI experiences. And we know some very dominant companies out there like Outdoorsy, right? They're stealing some of those customers, but why?
Okay, so the photo problem is, so how many of you ever book an Airbnb? Have you ever booked VRBO, Airbnb, any of those, right? And the ones that win are the ones that have the best photos, the most photos, the ones where you can actually visualize yourself being on that vacation and in that room, correct? Okay, so a lot of the problems that we're seeing right now is that the photos are poor, it's bad lighting, and it really is like you send somebody out on the lot to go take pictures of the shoot because you got to get them up, and we're not really thinking about the quality of that. We're just getting them done. We're checking box. And so if they don't care enough to show the vehicle well, the RV well, how well will they maintain it? That's kind of the trust factor. So how many of you have felt betrayed because you're on Airbnb and the photos looked so much kind of good, but not really great. And you get there and you're thinking, oh, they just took crappy photos, but you get there and it really is a crappy. I mean, I know I have. Beverly, raise your hand. Brace your hand. Brace your hand. She books her travel and is like, what is this place? And so the same thing happens. So tell them about your protection problem.
Yeah, so to carry on that note just a little bit, how many of us have experienced the opposite of that? Where you maybe booked an RV or you booked a vacation and you saw poor picture. When you got there, it was amazing. That happens a lot too. In fact, I was on a trip to Mexico and we took a Airbnb there, and the pictures were so bad that we just really only booked it because of the location, because it was close to the beach and that's where we wanted to go. However, when we got there and we opened up the blinds, wow, we had an amazing view of the ocean. Now, if the customers out there can't see that, why would they book that place, right? So taking the time to really get out there and showing the difference between good photos and bad photos, I mean, it's night and day. You're going to put your family in there. You might have a vacation that you guys are planning. You might have grandkids in there. If that photo can't attract that customer, they were already losing, right? And iPhones these days can take amazing pictures, but you have to prep. You have to do
Androids too.
Androids too. And Androids too. That's correct. So keep that in mind. We still go through websites every day and we see a lot of this. It's not a huge difference, but it is. And that difference is either they trust you because they know you care enough about your business to really put good photographs out there, or they don't. Another thing that's really special about that, we see some winners, is they won't just take pictures of their RV. They'll go to areas around their town and take beautiful scenery pictures with their RV, right? Because people are not camping in your parking lot. They're camping somewhere else. So why not use that experience and show them what it could look like when they get back from their hike and they say, that beautiful RV I rented in my campsite, right? Absolutely. So a couple of other things out there is the protection problem. When we're on the website and we're looking to protect our RV, we're looking to book, and we're looking to get out there on the road, renters typically are not very experienced in the RV market, right? typically don't know how to work the RV. Even if they have, like myself, I've rented hundreds of RVs. But when I get in this new one, it's different. I don't know all the features about this new one. And it maybe has a different backup camera. Maybe the levelers are different. Maybe turn on the air conditioning is different. So all of those things are things that the customers think about. What they also think about is what happens if something goes wrong? Now, if I'm on the website and I'm booking an RV and all I see is email me, please, or click here, please, push a positive, please, and that's it, who has my back? Who's going to help me on the road if I have questions? And furthermore, who's going to help me on the road if something breaks down? So I don't know how to operate the machinery. I only got 7 days to do this. I've been planning this for 2 years. I need to know that someone has my back, right? And there's new technology, new products out there that do that. And that's what we want to share with you guys.
Okay, so show of hands, how many of you have lost a booking because of a peer-to-peer site, peer-to-peer app or whatever, like any of those? Okay, great. And you know that you probably have the better RV, you have better maintenance records, like the customer should be trusting you because you guys are professionals, right? Yet you lost to them. Why do you think you lost? Why do you think you lost to them? Thank you. I know it's a good question. I like this backup applause. Why do you think you lost it?
Sometimes.
Like, you think advice was better?
Yeah, I mean, you could go to public. Yeah, and then we just have, then we've also had them come back and say, you guys might be a little bit more than, but this experience then.
Right. Right. I love that. Anybody else wants to?
Outdoorsy. Same thing. Just that lower sticker price at first.
At first.
Bunch of shoppers.
Yeah.
Exactly at first.
Yeah. Well, I want to repeat what she said in case you guys didn't hear what she said, is that some of her customers have left went to Outdoorsy, tried it, and then had a bad experience and they came back. So was it the money or the experience they were looking for? What was it? Experience, right? And so that's what we're trying to remind you guys. The experience between the start and the finish is what creates a RVer. So we named this presentation, Rentals Are the Gateway to RV Ownership. And what we're going to show you here coming up is so the differences between 5-star hotels, full experience, cheap hotel, who pays for what. What is an RV vacation? It's a vacation, right? Most of the time they've saved up some money. They're ready to go spend some money on an event, parking, a theme park, wherever they're going. They're okay spending money if you can show that what you're bringing them is value and convenience. They'll spend the money. But once again, if your website doesn't display, you have convenience and value. If your photos and videos don't display, you have convenience and value. If your protection plans don't show, you have convenience and value. They're going somewhere else because there's guys growing at 200% and there's people diminishing and closing their doors. And I can show you the difference. And in fact, we're going to talk about that.
Okay. Do you want to go over like the booking, protection, trip planning, all of that?
Yeah. So when you guys think about booking, does it really take 3 minutes to book an RV? It can, but it can also take 3 days. We have some very, very experienced RV dealerships out there in the market that for whatever reason, they are still using the email me scenario. And these are big dealers. Now, I think what's happening is they still think rentals is a secondary deal and sales are butter. Well, what they're missing is that there's a synergy, right? And the people that figure out that synergy, they win. But the protection is also something that's out there. Now, we know that peer-to-peer platforms have a protection. Is it really a protection? Have any of you ever used it? I have. It's an insurance policy that helps you after the fact, after you pay your deductible. They didn't pay for your tire. They didn't bring you one. So how they protect it? It was quite expensive. So $0 deductibles with true ancillary products, which are available today. So ancillary product is different than insurance. Insurance is, hey, something got damaged, messed up, you owe me a deductible, we'll fix it after the fact. And the ancillary product is what dominates the RV sales and the automotive sales. So if any of you guys been to a dealership and bought a car, you went into the finance office and he said, hey, let me show you something. You blow out that tire, I'll fix it for free. and your wheel, and I'll break into. No deductible. Doesn't go on your insurance. Saves the day. Right? You heard that pitch? What we did is we converted those products into a daily offering. So now you can offer that product to your renters. Now, if I offer it after the fact, that's complicated. But if I offer it during the presentation and I show the customer the booking, the accessories, the conveniences, the protection level they can choose from, if it's transparent, it's honest, and it tells you the truth, they'll buy it. If you just say it's an insurance policy, see you when you get back, that's tough.
Well, and the big part about that too is the emotional side that's tied to it. That's the reason why anybody buys insurance or coverage of anything is that emotional side of it. And so if you're just presenting a product without the, who wants to be stranded here and this right here, it's just like you talked about. They planned this trip for 2 years, and now they're just gonna be at the crap table, hoping. Did you play craps last time, Jim?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, right? So if you're in Vegas and playing craps, that there's a gamble going on. We don't want to gamble with their vacation, especially these people that may only vacation every couple of years to take something like this. So
that's right.
When their furnace quits at 9 p.m. on a Saturday, can they reach out for help? Like they've got all their little kids there too. They're stuck somewhere in Colorado. Can that happen?
That's right.
So every single one of these moments, right?
So what she's talking about here is, once your business stops, is anybody here open 24/7? You are? You are? So you're vampires?
We give our personal stuff. We give our personal cell phones to everybody.
How many other of you guys in here do that? How many of you guys like doing that? If there was a better way, if there was a better way to filter that and get you the call that you actually need to talk to and everything else, how many of you would enjoy that type of business? Better yet, how many of your customers do you think would enjoy that type of business? All of us. Because the truth is, you don't have a time to go out there and help them 2 states away, right? You don't have it. So what are you going to do? You're going to call somebody. You're going to find somebody. You're going to be grumpy. They're out there grumpy. It's not a good scenario. So instant access to that is what is today's truth. I need service. I need it now. I want it now, right? So can your technology do that? Can your rental system give them that option?
One of the truths that we know is that the best customers are created by you having really tight processes. And when you look at something like Outdoorsy or Airbnb or VRBO right there, the process is what's seamless about that. Or even Turo, right? Renting a vehicle. Anybody rented a vehicle on Turo? Right. So whenever, out of COVID, whenever all the rental companies had sold off their, inventory, like renting a car in Florida went from $9 a day to $100 a day. And like, I don't think so. And then I rented a minivan that smelled like someone's dog had just gotten out of it because I think they were pulling in all of their employees' vehicles to put them in the slot for rentals. So I started renting on Turo, and the process of Turo is what made it easy for me to use that. And so when we think about how can we process this so that your cell phone number isn't going out, that's not a process. That's a Band-Aid that you guys are just slave to now, this rental market. And so, the ones that are systemized are winning, and the ones that aren't are really kind of struggling.
Yeah, that's right, Robin. So we also talk about stuff like the walkthrough. So if your customer knew how to operate the machinery properly, would they call you? No. So how do we ensure that the customers are actually getting to use the equipment before they go out? Sometimes we drop it up at a campsite and we don't get that opportunity, right? So for those customers, they do have to reach out. But for most of us, do we have the right tools that say, here's the steps we went through, and here's the customer, when you sit in the seat, show me that you know how to do this. Awesome. Check it off. Now, when you get done with that checklist and the customer says, I understand how to operate this, you move forward, that reduces your service calls, it reduces the stress of the client, and that is a good experience that we want. So here, 5-star journey, what we've seen since 2001, really after COVID. How many people here order food to their house or groceries to their house so they don't have to go to the grocery store? I mean, I like going to the grocery store. I like to look around. I like to get the freshest fruit. But it's more convenient, right? So again, I'm not the audience. Our customers are the audience. And the customers are paying for convenience. Are you giving them the convenience they'll pay for? What does convenience bring you guys? Money, right? So if you position things as a penalty hey, we'll wash the RV for you for a fee. Okay. Shouldn't you wash it anyway? What if we gave you a family deodorizing antimicrobial treatment before your trip? Because I know you got 3 kids. As a service. Moms will pay $200 for that. That's income, right? So what we've noticed, but you guys can probably see this in all kinds of other areas of your life, is that the convenience is there because we're busy, but it's the technology because you can do it. It's available. So if it's available, it's convenient. Why are we not giving that to our customers in their own space? We should.
And I know probably not here in Vegas, but in other hotels, like you check in, they give you the opportunity to not have housekeeping every day. We're going to be there for a week, and it saves you money to do that, right? Actually, I put the do not disturb on there anyways, but so those are things that people will pay for. But it's offered as like an upgrade, kind of like, here, if you don't need us in there every day, we're going to save you some money. And it sounds like a downgrade, but it is an upgrade. And I think about like even who here has TSA pre-check? Worth the money? Yes, worth the dang money, right? And so when we think about things like that and things that we're willing to pay for now, that probably a couple of years ago, be like, well, I'm going to pay to like get in that faster line. Yes, you sure are, my God, and not have to take your shoes off and your computer out of your bag and your belt off and all that silly stuff. And so think about something as simple as that and what people are willing to pay for convenience. And so this is just another layer there. So we've talked about the problems. Let's talk about the opportunities that most are missing.
So opportunities in the RV dealership space and RV rental space. How many of you guys only rent? How many of you guys only have a dealership? How many would like to do both? All of us. But if you don't have a dealership or you don't have a rental operation, what do? You talk to your neighbors. So a thriving RV rental business, if they don't have a dealership, you should have a minimum 2 to 3 dealerships in your area that you can partner with. Why? Because you got to get service. Why? They have the new RVs, you got to put them in your fleet, and they got a whole bunch of customers, right? Vice versa. If you're a dealership and you don't rent RVs, what happens when the receptionist picks up the phone and says, hey, do you guys rent RVs? No. Nope. Click. You guys rent RVs? No. Click. Hey, my RV's still in service? Yeah, it's going to be here for another 6 weeks. Dang, we need to take a trip. Sorry. Click. That's opportunities, right? Those opportunities are going out the door. So that customer now has to work for it. Now they've got to go figure out a solution instead of you providing the solution. So that's very real.
Well, let's think about this real quick. How many of you were selling RVs in 2020 and 2021? Raise your hands. Okay, do you feel like maybe some of those customers are coming, obviously, even if hard with your dealers, are upside down in their units still? Okay. And so they're stuck, but it's not really a problem. Do you think it is?
It's not a problem. In fact, it's a huge opportunity for you guys.
Good.
So who's a dealership here? Let's see the dealership hands. Okay. Do you guys have a story in your mind you can think of over the last 6 months where you had a person come in that wanted to trade in an RV and you couldn't because they were too upside down? What did you do with that RV and that customer?
2 of them.
Say that again.
2 of them are in my rental.
2 of those are in your original lead now.
What did you do with that RV? Nothing. Right? That's the right answer. So what he did was, this customer is upside down.
I knew what he said.
He said he put those 2 RVs that are 2 upside down trade in his rental fleet.
So he took them in.
Hey, Mr. Customer, tell you what, you can't trade that RV in. Thanks for coming in today, but I have a plan.
Oh,
You don't want to pay that payment anymore, do you? Why do you not want this RV? Because I want that. Let me call my rental department. We'll put this in the fleet. You'll pay the payments. You'll earn back your equity that's your upside down. We'll get you the RV you want. You're happy. Oh, by the way, let's put that one in fleet too. And now what? You got 2 more in your fleet and you're growing. But what'd you really do? You turn that upside down customer into a fleet owner. It's not on your books. It's on her books. You're generating revenue. She's hacked.
No floor plan on them.
Now that's a winning concept, guys. Yeah. As a winning concept coming into 25, 26, 27. That is how you do business in this day and age. Now reverse that. If you're in the rental side and you have a person that's, I'm going to pull my RV out of the fleet this year. We're just kind of done with it. Same solution. Why are you pulling the fleet? We just don't want this one anymore. We want a different one. Let me go introduce you to my dealership friend. We'll get you swapped out. We'll keep that one in the fleet. We'll put yours in the fleet. It'll pay for itself. You win twice. Good job.
One of the things I think we were talking about, I think you and I were talking about, which I thought was really cool, is one of the things that he started doing was like adding like a pet fee. Is it you that told me that? Said like they started adding a pet fee. They knew that there was people that were renting their RVs were going to be taking their pets anyways, and once they leave, they're having no control on it. So he started offering that up front too. So it's one of those things that you'll add on at the beginning instead of going, they're going to do it and just have to turn your head away. I thought that was kind of cool out too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of what we talked about earlier. There's the bring it back late fee. There's the you want to get here early and pick it up fee. You want us to actually wash the car and dump the sewage afterwards fee. Those are all rude. Those are insults. How about you switch it up and say, hey, listen, we know you guys are busy this trip. You don't want to deal with all this kind of stuff. So we have a convenience package for dumping it for you. If you reword the options and you give the customer the options in a positive way as it's a benefit to their trip, so you can give them a better experience, again, they'll pay. And that's what we want. We want customers to have the best experience possible because like Katie said, profit follows what?
Experience.
Experience, right? Anybody shop at Nordstrom's? Why? It's wonderful. It's beautiful. Experience. If they have an issue, handled. Can you say that about your RV inventory? Your rental department?
We know you try hard, but being that all that everybody is impossible. So this is the full picture, the complete RV revenue cycle. Dealers and rental operators and work together. Don't just share inventory; they share opportunities and rentals drive experience. So this seems like it's complicated, isn't it?
It is complicated if you don't have a partner. And so the trick here is that how many people in the rental department have a dealer partner that they work with?
Do you?
I'm sales agent.
You're sales and rentals. If you're just rentals, you have a dealership partner. No hands. Okay, so that's a good thing because what this means is that your business is not maxed out. What this means is you have a lot of opportunity to grow. And that's why we're here. So the rental experience and the repurchase experience, trade-in experience, put it in the rental fleet experience, to put it back in the sales fleet experience, that is all how it works. And so Turo has mastered how to onboard a client, but it's also created a whole lot of rental companies, right? I have friends that had mediocre jobs and they decided one day to get a Turo because I was doing 14 of my friends have Turo businesses. 5 of them are making over $1 million a year doing Turo. Why? Because they figured out that the experience that the customers have is what pays for that car. So now he's got 14 cars in his driving anytime, which is the rental fleet. Same thing with you guys. So we can give that experience, but what they're doing is that they partner with dealers, they partner with their customers, and it's the same process. If you have a high-end car that can't trade it in, it's too upside down. Hey, Johnny, got another car for you, right? And that's where we can grow this industry. Those RVs are going somewhere. Where they're going is back into a storage unit with a bunch of upset customers that don't want to be in the RV business anymore. They don't want to RV anymore. We got to fix that.
So whether you're a dealer or an operator, doing rentals, whatsoever, this is going to be the playbook for you guys to go, how do I keep this cycle going? I have access to inventory that I don't own, and I help out somebody else, a customer that needs this level of a rental, that dealer has it, and I have access to it because of the agreement that we have between the two of us. So your next source of revenue isn't out there, it's already in your CRM. And this is really interesting. And I work in the automotive field a lot of the time too. And so in automotive, it's the same thing too. You have all of this revenue sitting in your CRM. How do we tap into it? And what do we do with it? How do we activate this lead?
Yeah, so 5% of your previous leads, previous customers, these could be if you're a dealer, customers that you guys have sold over the past 10 years. If you're a rental operator, it can be customers that you've rented to. Tapping into just 5 or 10% of those customers can bring back a 20 to 30% revenue increase. Why? Because they trust you. They've already done business with you. They're expecting you, if you're a good business operator, to do what? Help them with what they need. You're the business professional. You're the rental company. You're the RV dealership. It's your job to help that, right? So if you're not calling them and telling them, hey, got this new program, bring me your old RV. When's the last time you drove that thing? Well, we haven't driven the last 2 years. Why? Doesn't really fit our needs anymore. Perfect. Bring it down to me. I want to check it out. Maybe the kids are gone now. They need a Sprinter rig, or vice versa. Now I got 2 kids and they need a C-Class, right? But that's your job. It's your job to dig in there and refresh that customer that the RV experience isn't what it was 5 years ago.
Right.
It's advanced.
Right. And I think that one of the things that I'm not an RVer, just like I have in the past. I have 2 sons that are full-time union electricians that travel, that are in their RVs all the time. So listening to like the hassles and things that they have to go through, to think about if they were not the professional RVers that they are, I can't imagine tackling some of those problems. And so to have that peace of mind, to know that a professional RVer is turning their RV over to somebody who's an amateur, would seem really frightening if there weren't a system or a process to back that up.
That's right. That's right. Now, how many of you guys in the operator rental industry have a consignment on your lot that you rent out? Does your customer have a way to see what that vehicle is doing?
Monthly.
Monthly. So if your customer wanted to come in and book their own RV, how would they do that?
They just can call me up and black out any dates that they want ahead of time.
So they have to manually call you. Hopefully you answer the phone. Hopefully you know your booking calendar up front, right? So there's better ways to do that too. So does your system have a way for your consignment owners to log into their own portal, view their RV, see their revenue, see their calendars, book their trip through your same system, buy protection, and have a great experience? If they're not, right? Once again, we're not giving that customer the low experience that is available.
So of you that say that you hand out your personal cell phones, I'm proud of you. How many of you have gotten that 2 a.m. call? Oh. Okay, holy cow. So that's really what no one talks about, like, is that you have to be their guide. You have to be their RV man. You have to be RV man for them all the time. Okay? I don't know if you guys hold your hands.
Huh?
Hold your hand up. No?
Oh, you want my guy?
My guy.
Yeah.
So
My guy is actually a character that we created because when I would talk to dealers and they would say, well, what do you do? How do you get the tire fixed? He goes, well, it's gone. And he'll go out and handle it.
it's called my guy.
Up in Alaska, we have a dealer friend. They have 500 RVs. They do 10,000 rentals in 3 months. And I say, well, how do you service those? Oh, we have my guys, a couple of my guys over here and some of my guys over there. So I said, you know what? We need a my guy, but we need a real my guy who's digital, who's AI based, who can handle situations 24/7 without bothering you, who can get that customer to the right service network, not having to Google it, right? Find the tire, bring it to the user, fix it on the spot. No deductible for that. No deductible for you. They don't get back to your shop and go, oh man, now what? How is that going to cost me? Wish we didn't do this, right?
So which of these two, so raise your hand if this is kind of your process right now, old school tech. Okay. Anybody else in like new tech area right now? Anybody? Okay. Good to know. That's the gap between growth and survival, really. All right. Next one. You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. So the truth is that in this room, there's a ton of untapped opportunity. I think we've kind of had our eyes open to that a little bit, whether it is consignment or whether it's partnering with another dealer or whether it's looking in your CRM to find those opportunities that are sitting there that, I mean, even your customers aren't even aware that they have the ability to earn some income on an asset that's sitting there in their driveway or in their garage or their RV storage unit, wherever it is. So the difference is, where we could give money, you could be getting money back, they could be earning money at the same time, all we're just making a simple adjustment.
Yeah, so businesses today in all factors, and you can even see it in the casinos. You know, a lot of casinos now have an app that you download, you log in, you can register, you can go tap on your door, you can get in. Instead of standing in that line, right? Convenience. We have resort fees, convenience. But that's the businesses that are thriving today. And what they're doing is removing the friction. Friction is standing on line, getting aggravated when you really want to go eat because you just been on a plane that was delayed for 4 hours. That's convenience. So that's what our rental industry and our RV industry as a whole needs to do. And that's where we find the success. Is can we remove that friction from the process? And the truth is, we can. Truth is, there's technology right now that can do that. There's technology right now that can answer the phone 24/7 and get your customer handled. There's tools right now that you can onboard as many consignment owners as you can handle, and the system books it for you. It's available, but are you using the tools that maximize this business? That's really what it's about. We have to advance from paper because your customers aren't using paper to book. You might be. That's not what they want.
I mean, you're just driving past some of the travel agents in your town that sell with their doors open, and we're like, who uses them? Like, who goes into that travel agent? And I mean, I came, we drove past one the other day, and we're like, how many are they still in business? I'm like, I haven't been in there in 20 years. So the challenge here today is when you guys walk out of this room that you don't just go back to business as usual. You like look and go, where are the gaps? How can we fill those gaps? And you can't do everything at once. We understand that, but can you fill that gap and start implementing some more rentals into your inventory, or you get a different mindset?
Yeah. So do we think prices on RVs are coming down or going up? Interest rates, are they higher than 5 years ago or lower? Higher. So that means that the RV payments are higher, right? So it is more difficult for you to sell that RV, but those customers still want the RV if you give them the opportunity to. So what do? They rent. Okay. So one of the things we're also seeing in the sales side of the industry is if I can't come into the RV shop and I want to, test out this RV, guess what a lot of the dealers say? Well, if you want to buy it, you can test it out. Well, that's kind of silly. How about if I let you take it for a little weekend demo, keep it within 50 miles of your dealership, send them out there, let them spend 3-4 days in the RV, living the experience they want. They come back, you've earned revenue. And those customers close 40 to 50% higher than a customer you just say, hey, check out my RV in my parking lot. It's all dusty, it's dirty. That's not what they want, right? They want to feel that experience. So if we can give them a way to say yes, they'll say yes. And so that's the key here. We're trying to convert the friction into possibilities. And so the technology needs to be on your side. Your photos need to be on your side. Other dealers in your area are not your enemies. They're thinking of ways to grow too. So if you can become that partner that helps them grow, guess what? You guys are going to grow together. And that's what we're seeing is we're seeing dealers that partner with rental companies, or rental companies that partner with dealers. As long as they have the technology that can facilitate this transaction, they're exploding in growth. In 2020, with COVID, we saw the rental industry and RV explode, right? We saw it dominate. I mean, it went up to 200-300%. Yeah. What you also will notice, and what we noticed, is that the majority of the RV companies that are winning right now started after 2019. Why? Why are they winning? Because they weren't legacy. They didn't know legacy.
Right.
They know the new tools. They went out and shot and found new tools. Legacy, people said, that's the way we do business. We're good.
It'll be back.
We're successful. Truth is, the guy in Alaska could double his business. I showed him a performa where we could take his revenue and increase it $1 million a year. He said, we're good. We've been doing this a long time. Well, customer experience is still from a long time ago. There's better solutions, guys. There's better tools. And your customers use them every day everywhere else. We need to give them that opportunity in the rental space.
And one of the best ways to bring that next generation into the rental market right now is to give them the tools that they're used to using. And if we think that the older American or the older generation is like all the people that are being, it's because we're not really marketing to them. We're not adapting to them. We're not making it easy for them to take a Sprinter van somewhere and do a thing. I mean, we see all these TikTokers that are Sprinter van life, they're doing whatever, but are we making it easy for them if they don't own, for them to rip one and go live that lifestyle too? They want to.
That's right.
They don't, they want to do this thing. Are we making it easy for them, or are we kind of excluding them from the audience?
That's a good point, Robin. Anybody heard of skate camper vans? What do they rent? Vans. Small vans, and they put a sticker on the side, little conversion vans. They're blowing up. Have you ever heard of road surfers?
Yeah.
Same concept. They're blowing up. Who are they marketing?
Our kids.
The kids, the young generation. And the truth also is that the older generation is aging out of the RV industry. This is a fact. That's where the money was. They bought their RVs. They're aging out of the industry. So right now, who's your new customer? Who's your new owner of an RV? The 25-year-old, 26-year-old, 27-year-old. But if you can't get him into an RV quickly, protection, he ain't got his own toolbox. Promise you. He needs your support. But if you don't offer the support, he's not going to book through you. We have a dealer in Texas. They have 7 franchises around the country. And one of the biggest pain points they have is 2. The first one is the calls. So we cannot handle the calls. And a lot of times they're stupid. They're just basic stuff. Well, did you go through the walkthrough? Did you show them all the steps? Did you let them participate? No, we were too busy. Too busy doing what? Well, I got another booking came in. I got to pay for this. I got to do this. Well, no, you don't. It's all automated. You don't need to do that. You can focus on your customers. You can focus on growing your business. The second problem that he has is that his clients go from one state to another state, and then they're so far away that he doesn't know how to get help to them. Mm-hmm. So he's scrambling, trying to Google the same problem the customer is having. Next thing you know, the customer gets tow trucked. Tow truck shows up. We don't work in RVs. Oops. So again, another scenario where we could fix that problem. One of the things he also talks about often is that he loses clients that shop his website and they leave and they go to outdoorsman or RV share. Why? Because they want the protection that they don't offer. So what does that tell us? It tells us 3 things. They want the convenience. They want 24/7 access to support so they can feel good about their trip. And they just want transparency. They want to be able to see what levels of protection are available so they can make the right choice. Right? I spent 25 years in the automotive industry, and that is what taught me to shift from here's what I like, here's what I would do, here's what I've experienced, to wrong answer. Here's what's available. Let me tell you about it. Let me teach you about it, and you decide.
Well, and have you ever been like in a situation where like you rented a car and you don't remember what you signed up for when you got it, right? And then like something happens and now you're digging in the glove box for that piece of paper thing that they gave you that shows what you have covered and what's not covered. I mean, think of how easy it is now when like they're right in the app. They're in the app. They know what their coverage is because it's showing them right off the bat like what their coverage is on them. And I even think about like, when I talk about automotive because we spent a lot of time in that field right there. But this generation that's coming up right now is not even really keen on buying cars. And the bigger areas, if they can Uber everywhere, why will they buy a car if they can Uber? If they can go to an app, order a car, it shows up at their front door, it takes them where they need to be. They can go to work all day, they can get another one, take them home. So the same thing, if you think about that mentality and just lay that on top of the RV world as well, like how can we accommodate them if this is the way that they're functioning right now?
That's right. How many of your customers right now could be out midnight, pick up their phone, tap 2 things, and have a tow truck, a tire, key, a windshield, an RV tech, a mechanic at their doorstep without having to bother you?
Anybody?
Not one person in here. It's available. These tools exist. And not only exist, these tools are so advanced that they talk to your platform, your management tool. They have lot tools that your dealership guys can go outside and walk through the process, collect fees. Oop, lights off. All good. You guys can walk out to the process. You can collect fees. You can do mobile checkouts. You can show your customers how to operate the RV. That all gets saved into your RMS, which is your rental management system. When the customer comes back, you do a full walkthrough. Any damages, you can click claim. And if you have an insurance claim or you have a protection product claim, it goes directly to that. You have photos stamped, damage photos for your insurance policies. This technology's here. So what we need to do is show you guys how to use that technology, how to take it back to your business, and how to make your business dominate 200% in 2026. Statistics are, guys, that people want to RV. It's back. Why? Because so many people sit behind desks all day. They don't have that experience anymore. They're not even driving to work. They want to go out in the field. They want to go out in the woods. They want to go back into this experience. So we got to give the younger generation the ability to use the technology they're used to get to you. If they can do that, you can win.
So any questions that we have right now, I would love to take some time for Q&A, like wide open for that. We also have the handouts that we gave you guys. The front page of that is a hey, so the smiley face and the brown face. You share that out. And give us back, give that back to us so you'd like to know like where you guys are at in the world right there. And then the rest of that is a playbook. It's for you guys to go back and use at your dealership and go, this is how this goes. This is a playbook for how to implement these things right here. But if you have questions, EO he knows all the answers about this.
No, I got a team that helps me with those answers. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have an aha moment? You guys know what an aha moment is? Aha moment is something where you learn something in your brain went, ah. And in fact, I saw this gentleman right here do a huge aha. Do you remember what it was?
The green shirt.
Yeah, the green shirt. You remember?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the custom fridge.
Right.
The upside down customer that got converted into this rental fleet. That's an aha moment. Anybody else have one of those? Something that you heard that you just were like, didn't think about that, but that changes my thinking.
Dealers, that's the only thing that got better. Learn part of partnership.
Partnership, very good. Yep, he's growing his business. He's was talking to us yesterday about what kind of technology should he be using to start his rental fleet. But he's going to have a massive advantage because he got to listen to this before he started his fleet. So now he's already going to look for a partner. And he's going to build the right way. Good job. Anybody else have an aha moment? Saw a lot of eyes moving.
He's like, it was an moment.
I'll let you think about it for a minute. Anybody else?
Well, the whole thing, move yourself in the process. You have somebody here.
That's right. So what he's saying is that one of the things he probably didn't know before this was how was he going to handle that late night call? How was he going to handle that tire explosion 2 states away? How was he going to handle, I lost my keys in the river when I was fishing. Got a nice fish. I can't get in my RV. Right? He didn't know how to handle that. Now that he does, that gives him more confidence to do this business. So if anybody in here walk in here thinking they may not do rentals anymore, good. Anybody walking in here hoping they can learn something that can increase their rental business?
Good.
Yes. How many people think you learned something that can increase that business? Awesome. Well, that's what we're here doing today. So, again, any questions, please don't stay quiet. We can't get questions. We don't know how to help. We're going to meet at booth 533 today. Some of you guys have already been there. We did a little campfire setup. We did that because that's real. We don't need a fancy booth. We don't need a $10,000 structure. What we need is to show you guys how to give your business a better experience for your customer, show you how to make more revenue. Oh, I almost forgot.
Do it.
Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of you guys make money on selling insurance to your customers?
Couple.
Not sure.
What is it?
I'm not in the rental yet, the warranties and stuff.
Okay.
That's all right. Yeah.
So what's the difference between a warranty and insurance? Anybody know? What? So insurance is a policy that says if you do X amount of damage, we'll cover up to X amount if you pay your deductible, and it's in this window. But it doesn't pay for parts, doesn't pay for labor. It's not going to bring you the tire. Now, some insurance policies will say we have a tire portion. But if you read the fine print, it says we'll change your tire for you if you have a tire. Okay, most RVs nowadays, don't have spare tires. So what does that customer do? Google, call you, still got to find a tire. They got to pay for it. That's different. That's called insurance. An ancillary product to this day is the most profitable thing in the F&I department in dealerships. Ancillary product is tire and wheel, keys, windshield, interior, exterior, RV tech, mobile mechanic. You guys earn revenue on selling these products. You don't earn revenue selling insurance. These products help your customers right now. There's no deductibles. They don't call you. They don't call you. They don't charge deductible when they get back, and they get help right now. So if it's a windshield, covers on the RV, it also covers the vehicle they're towing, right? And this is instant help. If your customer gets back to your lot and they had an issue, it was resolved immediately. There's no deductible. Are they happy? Yeah. The experience was, hey, stuff happens, but it got fixed and it got fixed quickly and it didn't cost me any more money. That's a win. We can keep that customer as the RVer. Other way, I got insurance, flew out the tire. I still had to find the tire. Took me 2 hours, missed my fishing trip, get back to the dealership, and the dealership says, you owe me a tire. It's $495. There goes your deposit. Sorry. Right? Not a good experience. So bottom line here, guys, is that we have a better way to do business. Tools are available. Come see us at booth 533. We will show you how to do it. We'll show you the tools and we'll give you a way to better the rental experience. Good? All right. Thanks, guys.